Hey there everyone, this is KT, back again with more Pokemon Colosseum, ready to get into it. Last episode we recruited Remoraid, which is going to be a bit of a hassle to use on our team. As you see, he's level 20. Now I theorize that this is actually an oversight. Every single other shadow you get is level 30 or higher, so I wonder if he was supposed to be level 30. We can also do, at this point, swap you two around. We can give him the Mystic Water, which is the reason I picked the Croconaw as our Johto starter. Even though I didn't want to use Croconaw, I did want that Mystic Water. Because you get access to all the other Johto starters, but that's way late into the game. That's going to be after the final boss. Do we want to bring anybody else? Hang on. Yeah, we'll tag Furret along. Let's bring Furret. This might be a little risky. Anything else for us in here? Do you say anything? No. Alright, now we're going into the mountain cave. I believe this guy also has a shadow. Very funny they decided to dump 3 water-type shadows on the player back-to-back like that. Yeah, this is the Quillfish. Quillfish, by the way, he is level 33. Which goes to my theory that, yeah, Remoraid was supposed to be level 3. I don't think he's going to get knocked out. Maybe. The good news is that the Remoraid I got has near perfect attack. He's modest, so he's a low special attack nature, or he's special attack nature, his physical attack is down, but once we're in hyper mode with crits going off and a really high attack stat, I don't think it's going to matter. The issue for us is, yeah, our level discrepancy. Yeah, he can't. He just can't take a hit. Alright, Remoraid. He's going to be a bit of a pain to purify. It's always surreal seeing Linoon like that. Him standing on his hind legs, because the way he's posed in Ruby and Emerald and all that, he has like a very dynamic pose, which I like quite a lot. This is our electric move. But seeing him stand on his hind legs like that, he looks almost like a different character. I don't know how he poses in Generation 6 with the 3D model. But I do like his very dynamic pose in the sprite games. Linoon's also like a very underappreciated Pokemon from Generation 3. I think he has 90 attack or something, and maybe 90 speed, or something similar to that. He has very good stats for what you would assume like a very low level a Pokemon you get early on. This one also seems to have an insane amount of bulk. So I think as a way to defuse the situation, we will be putting Quillfish to sleep. I don't know that he's gonna die to one electric move. He's pretty squishy. No, let's use Shadow Rush. I'd mentioned before in one of my earlier videos that I used to have I had a Pokemon box save get corrupted, unfortunately, and in that I lost a bunch of cool Pokemon, some cool shinies, and I actually had a shiny Quillfish from Fire Red. I definitely miss having that guy. He's a very cool sprite. And I will reclaim it. I am going to get him back. Yeah, why does this Linoon have so much bulk? He's taking no damage from everything. I'm not sure what move that's supposed to be. Is that Odor Sleuth? He's doing something that has no real effect on Flaffy. I was thinking of using Cotton Spore, but I don't think that's going to benefit much. Once he's asleep, it doesn't matter. Oh, that's a little annoying. Well, catching him shouldn't be too bad. No, that's right, that's Skip. Hey, alright. That took quite a number of attempts. I learned while fighting that guy, fighting the Quillfish, that he has Poison Point. My ferret got poisoned by hitting him, so we know for sure he does not have Swift Swim. Alright, I'm gonna go heal before we step into the cave. These are the stats for Quillfish, and he's also holding a Poison Barb, which is not going to be very useful to us, but if you are using a Pokemon with a poison attack, definitely consider snagging this Shadow just for the Poison Barb. So I went and made a pit stop over at the store to buy a couple of Super Potions and Revives, just so we don't need to backtrack every encounter. See, that's a very optional looking trainer. Let's see what you got. Anorith's model looks lovely. He looks so tiny, so low to the ground. I've noticed weird, not quite input delay, but some sort of weird interactions with the Wave Bird where I'll press a button and it almost like registers it twice. I don't know if the battery is dying or if Wave Birds are just known for having input delay. I know the Melee community does not like Wave Birds. They always use wired controllers, which, fair enough, makes sense. Oh, that's right, we have Hustle. We can miss Shadow Rush. That's actually hilarious. Anorith's eyes still look like they're open. Nothing really a note with this trainer. Kind of cool to see Anorith's model in 3D, but her team's not very strong. And of course, we already have a split path. We can go downstairs, or we can go to this right path. And I remember there being like a really well-hidden cave with an item that must be up ahead. And we got... My advisor has told me that these are ethers. We got 3 ethers. Oh, almost got into that guy's line of sight. Nope. Really? Really? Wow. What's the point? Why even have... This is weird. There's a lot of very strange decisions in the map in this game. Spots where it looks like West could definitely fit, but like, what's the point? Why not put the rock right against the stairs so I wouldn't even think I could fit? Yeah, it's not here. Oh, can we avoid you? We can. Alright, I'm gonna check that guy after. I know that there is a shadow in here. There's probably a couple, actually. Nope, not there. Hey, there we go. There's a shadow I was looking for. Nice. That's going to make Metatite a little bit easier to handle. Having fast sleep is really fun. This is like a very fun strategy, especially for doubles. I will admit I don't think I've ever used a Skip Loom in Gold and Silver, so I don't know how well he runs there. Because I know you can get a hop hit immediately, but I think he only knows Splash or Growl or something. He doesn't start with an attack, so... It's a little weird to ask the player to like immediately commit to the Abra technique where you have to switch train your very first party member. But if anyone has used a Skip Loom in a Jump Bluff in Gen 2, definitely share your thoughts. Is he worth using? should we do? Should probably heal Jumpluff. Just to make sure that he can put Meditite back to sleep if we need to. Whereas Furret is very expendable here. And of course I said that and seemed to have upset him. But it is true, he is very expendable at this part. He's going for Ember again? No, Headbutt. Will one Hyper Mode Headbutt knock him out? Or Shadow Rush, excuse me. We're gonna find out. It does. Nice double KO. The sleeping Meditite. No, let's not bother. Remoraid's not going to get more heart gauge since he already came out into battle once. You can't abuse that. When you throw a Pokemon out into a battle and they're a shadow, you only get one little chunk of heart gauge removed. You can't just like cycle between two shadows and lower their gauge. It's one per battle. I'm not really sure that I get the concept for Meditite, because he seems to be almost like a mystic warrior. He's like a psychic martial artist, but all of his like psychic stuff, his like special attack isn't very good, and his ability rewards his physical attack. So I wonder like what the point of that was. Maybe they wanted Meditate to be a cool move you could use. But I believe Hypno and Drowsy also get Meditate as a way to boost their physical attack, so I'm not sure. I've never really been a fan of Medicham. I know he recently got added to Generation 3 Overused, but people were using him when he was UUBL. I don't really see what changes by adding him to the OU tier. Because he's very gimmicky. He is stupidly high attack. He has a higher attack stat than like Deoxys attack or something insane just due to pure power. Or huge power, whatever his ability is. Whoop. I have strong reasons to believe that this is a full heal. Let's call it a hunch. Is my crew ready to go? Not Remoraid. That's the wrong one. Oh yeah, there's something cool I gotta show off here at some point. Oh no, it isn't this one. Is it this one? Yeah, I had no idea that this was in... Oh no, it's not this one either. There's this cool like 3D model viewer you unlock at some point in the Pokénav. I guess it's called the PDA in this game. Another unremarkable trainer. The highlight of this fight was we got to see a Slackoth, and my Remoraid got KO'd. Another split path. Nope, nothing there. This reminds me so much of an area, if you guys have ever played Paper Mario, the N64 one. This reminds me a lot of the sewers from that game. There's going to be a trainer, isn't there? Yep. Let's try the other path first. Nope, just a massive empty room. Amazing. Oh, is this the secret path? Hang on. No, not there. Can I get around you? No way. No way. Can we? Let's just make sure our crew is healed up enough. Yeah, we'll be fine. Just be cool. Just be cool. Look at that. Oh, there's no getting past you. But there's an item. And every fiber of my being tells me I have to go pick up the item. Like, what's the point of an item in a game if not just to be picked up? Another Lotad. 2 of them, no less. You got 2 Lotads. Oh, I see. I'm starting to get the gimmick of why every trainer here has Lotads exclusively. I wonder if Skiploom is aware that he's the favorite right now, because he has been out of hyper mode and fully purified for such a long time. It's just very nice. I suppose there is a benefit to just staying in hyper mode and having the high crit rate, but when you're in hyper mode, there's a chance that they just ignore the other moves, and I'd greatly prefer having access to Mega Drain and Sleep Powder than I would to just have a high crit rate. Though it would be nice. It would be nice for some of these fodder encounters. Not too bad. I believe Lotad is a special defense EV, so it's very nice to get some of those for our Umbreon. Alright, this item better be worth it. This better be the stack of Master Balls or something. You know, I would really appreciate a Macho Brace, actually. See, this is what I mean. Like, you have to connect to it from here, but look how, like, I have this weird space where the rock is pushing me. Like, why can't I just open this from all sides, like the 2D games? Bad news, gang. I was close. This is 3 Ultra Balls. Not quite the item I was hoping for. No, Jump Left should be fine. Whoa. Feeling dangerous here. She's spicing it up. This is actually awesome because now I can heal off of the Geodude. Very good. Let's see. Is it Lotad number 2? Whoa. Yeah, this... Oh, wait a minute. You're one of those ice types I've heard so much about. You are a bit of a threat to my Jump Bluff. Skiploom. I think I'll just keep calling him Jump Bluff, actually. We're faster, so we could do this. You have inner focus? Yeah, so you can't be flinched, but we can definitely roll the dice and double status you. Nice. Very good. I'd like to give a shout out to Amaryllis for his Glalie. Very cool Pokemon. I know that he's Glalie*'s strongest soldier, and I can't blame him. Glalie is very cool. I do plan on shiny hunting a snow runt, but he's 10%, and that's pretty brutal. And he's only in one cave in the game, and there's no repel trick, there's no anything. You have to do a 10%. Which is not so bad. I've done 20% before, but they all took a long, long time, so. Hey, another Slackoth. Nice. Sleeping Slackoth is very cute. And now Slackoth is in real trouble because that doesn't count for his Slackoff turns. Or loafing around, excuse me. He almost got one-shotted too. Got him. Nice. So I hate to be Mr. Armchair Game Designer or anything, but I don't think this would have suffered that much if you were to just cut this trainer, this guy right up here. I guess he's good for farming special defense, but just put this girl there. Like, what was the point of having 2 trainers for 3 Ultra Balls? And that girl's team was way more interesting, way more fun to fight than 4 Lotads. There's a guy over here that I skipped. I'm gonna be careful not to just run straight into him. Yeah, it was you, but I can go pretty low. Okay, and that's back to the entrance. I'm gonna go do a little heal session. We're back in Lotad Cavern. Did I not fight you? Oh, okay. You have very short sight. I thought I had to dodge you by going really far away. What a strange looking Lotad. So Remoraid should have unlocked his first move, which I believe is, yeah, that's lock on. Let's see the animation. We missed our sleep powder, not great. Nice. That's pretty cool. We also do know that Ralts has Synchronize here, because Trace always announces itself right at the start. Is that Smog? That kills the frame rate, dude. Nice. So we don't want to try putting the Ralts to sleep. We don't want to do that. see, can I deduce the other moves on Furt? That's quick attack. That one's still obscured. This is like tail whip or something. It's some kind of a status move. So. Nice, that does a lot. Being able to put one Pokemon to sleep and then just targeting the other one is a really, really good strategy. Shroomish. You unfortunately have Effect Spore, which I'm a little unlucky when it comes to making contact with Effect Spore Pokemon. Nice little flip. Awesome little recovery animation. Is that Thief? Not sure what move that was. Oh, it's Helping Hand. Oh. Interesting. That unfortunately doesn't do a lot for Sleep Powder. Activated Hyper Mode, not bad. It's good to lower Furt's hurt gauge. Wow, a double miss? A double miss. Oh, I should have checked what Furt's final move was, now that we unlocked our last bit of our moveset. Whoops. Yeah, that doesn't help me out. It's a normal move with 15 PP. It is a Body Slam, maybe Headbutt. Looks like a Body Slam to me. Uh-oh. Let's just get out of that real quick. And Quick Attack should finish him off. Man, what a long fight. Yeah, I hope that the editing, having to cut out long bits of dead air, isn't too distracting or disorientating. The combat in this game can take quite a while, and there are a lot of unremarkable fights throughout the game. You could call them like filler. But I think it's important to do that, because if you do it the other way around, and every trainer has a shadow Pokemon, the game would drag in a different way, where it becomes too exhausting. So, I'm trying to find a good balance to make this somewhat watchable. And of course you're poisoned. We will be running back to the center real quick. Remoraid is just a little fish in a big ocean. I think this way is where we can go. No, this is the really big room, and it goes over that way for a item. So this should be new stuff. Yeah, because I went over there and there was an item, and I don't think I went down here, did I? Yeah, this is progress. This is where we need to be. Nice, we got a real team on our hands. I think Remoraid is going to have to retreat. Oh, this is a shadow. Oh, I forgot Dunsparce is even in this game. Huh. Well, that's nice. Dunsparce is a very strange Pokemon. As I said, I don't have the most experience in Generation 2. In fact, I've literally played Generation 2 like the same way since I was a kid. I start with Quilava, I wait until Quilava can learn Headbutt, I go Headbutt trees until I get a Heracross, and then I just kind of brute force the game with Typhlosion and Heracross, and it served me very well. So I don't really know where Pokemon are distributed in Johto across the Gen 2 experience. So I don't know if Dunsparce is a Pokemon you can use very easily. I don't think Surf helps me out here. Is Mareep going to be a problem? I don't think so. I think he's going to go for Cotton Spore and like Growl. So maybe leaving him up while we catch Dunsparce is the play. That was a crit. That's pretty good. Pretty good. And we can always siphon health from Quag. We can siphon health from Quag, but also from Dunsparce here. This shouldn't KO. Unless we both crit or something crazy. I do remember one time I played through Generation 2, and I had a Zubat, and I just stuck it out. I just put up with the fact that Zubat only has Leech Life, or whatever move he starts with that sucks. And I remember I had a Golbat for 2 levels before he instantly evolved. And I thought that was very cool. Very fun that that's a strategy. You gotta love the cooperative shadows. You gotta love when they just get in the ball and stay there. Okay, you're a little bit of a threat to my Quag. Hyper mode again. You know what? No, we'll stay in hyper mode for this fight. Get our massive crit. and get effects board for our trouble. Very cool. Double. Wow. Well, the pros is that we got a Dunsparce almost immediately. It wasn't a struggle, but unfortunately our team is now paralyzed. So this is a full heal? No, it isn't. That, I think, is a revive. No, that's... Man, wouldn't it be nice if they, like, made this something I could read? Do I just not have any full heals? I thought I... No, these are, like, X speed or X special or something. This should be a full heal, though. Oh, it's because you're in hyper mode. Oh. Right. Right, this game has, like, a gimmick to it where there's Pokemon that don't cooperate. Oh. I'm starting to get it now. But, joke's on you, there's a healing center right here. It was actually a bless. This is all a plan. This is all intentional. I didn't mean to look like a fool there. It was all a plan. So that I didn't want to burn my full heal. I just wanted to make it look like I was going to. Yeah, no hold item. Pretty good special attack. That's kind of nice. I don't know what moves you get. You're normal. You're like a squishy or a spongy normal type. So you probably learn all the good normal TMs. I know you definitely learn Shadow Ball and like Thunderbolt and all that. So I believe, yeah, there's this part here, which we'll go to there later. We can't get there yet. Nope, not down there. Yeah, we'll deal with you later. There's another guy blocking the downstairs path, and you we can get around. Let's get this out of the way. My old friend, Lotad, I've been waiting to fight you. We're still in hyper mode. That's actually nice. Do we risk Remoraid staying in? There's a Swablu in this game? Huh. There's more shadows than I remember. I think we double up into Lotad. Because between the hyper mode crit and the hustle Remoraid, I think it'd be easier to just KO everything else and then focus Swablu. Elda, wouldn't it be nice if we could steal you? Alright, Remoraid. Let's not get carried away here. Don't want you to exhaust yourself. Oh, look at that. Is it worth it? Probably not. Okay, this will be a little strategic. Yeah, okay, so if Remoraid dies here, that's fine. We will take that on the chin. We're just going to Hail Mary a ball and do our call to Remoraid to get some hyper modes. What am I trying to say? The gauge, the heart gauge. Which you lose a big chunk when you're in hyper mode, and you just catch a Swablu without even having to try. Beldum is going to use Takedown, which is going to obliterate Remoraid. Nice. Awesome animations. No, he chose the wrong target. So I got a feeling that Lombre is going to go for What's the move? Fake out. I got a feeling he's going for a fake out. Let's do our retreat with Remoraid. Keep him safe. No, he didn't go for it. Nice. I have a pretty big dislike of Lombre, and it's mostly for that. Mostly the experience of fighting them all the time, and they go for fake out turn 1. I don't really dislike Ludicolo. In fact, I think he's pretty cool. But Lombre, I definitely associate with being annoying. Oh, we don't have Ember. Of course not. We're not purified. Let's hope that this is like Yawn or something. I think it is. I think this is Yawn. Though Lombre does look cool. I'm not taking that away from him. It looks more like a frog than a duck. There's Lotad and Ludicolo. They're definitely duck Pokemon. Let's get a little bit of heart on Furret. Nice. I didn't even know Swablu was a shadow we could recruit. It's kind of cool. I have 2 of the next party members figured out. One of them is a variable. One of them I'm between 2 certain Pokemon, and the other is all but decided. And I don't know if I should go for a full team of 6 in this game. I think it's a little unnecessary, because this game is really not that difficult. But I would like to know your guys' thoughts, if you think I should. It's for the playthrough as well. We're doing this as almost like a documentary, sharing a very in-depth experience with this game. So maybe I should do a full 6 just cuz. But if anyone has any comments or thoughts on what I should do, I'm eager to know. We are going to just call. I don't want to keep Skiploom from going in hyper mode again. There's also an unfortunate fact that a lot of the very end game shadows are fully evolved Pokemon, which there's not a lot of raising you can do because they're already fully evolved. They don't have EVs, and in fact they're a bit of a pain to get the shadow gauge down. Alright, we'll do our tactical retreat. Oh, whoops. Slowly getting there. Remoraid's at about half gauge. So I think Modest is just a nature that doesn't go into hyper mode very often. Though I haven't been giving him that many turns, admittedly. Because he's too squishy, he's too weak. He's 10 levels lower than he's supposed to be, and anything that targets him, he just falls immediately. Okay, I think that's the boss encounter. That's the dead end part of the level. I don't know if I fight the boss and all the other trainers disappear. Guess we can find out. Are we ready for this? Yeah, we have a very sackable Slugma here. I'm gonna go back and save real quick. Actually, no, the path goes this way too, doesn't it? Yeah, so what did I miss over here? Let's just sneak past you. This is the secret part, right? So here? Yeah, look at this. This is a max potion. That's not bad. At this point in the game, a max potion's kind of excessive. I wonder if it's worth it to just sell that. So we can start stacking what little money. Because we're going to need to buy TMs. There's a lot of stuff we're going to have to buy coming up. Is there going to be a trainer? I can sense a trainer coming. Okay. Is this a shortcut to some item? There's another trainer. I think there's items up there, though, so we'll fight you first. No, are we scared? We could try one. We'll try one. We gotta give Remoraid a chance. Okay, Remoraid, you've had your chance. One little peck from a not to. And you're at half health. And you miss. Alright, you've definitely had your chance. I think we will be doing a tactical retreat once again. Is your gauge done? Your gauge is almost done. No idea what that move was. Was it Future Sight? He did something. Nice. Ferret's been pulling his weight. I do think I will use a Ferret on a playthrough of this game at some point, just to like round out the experience. I was thinking about that the other day. How you could hypothetically do a playthrough of this, or do a couple of playthroughs through this game and actually just figure out a way to use every individual shadow as a part of a major team. Because I think there's only 48 Pokemon in the game, which is not that many. But it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it's a problem that there's less Pokemon than you would expect, or that you would hope for. Like, sure, Red and Blue, they have definitely more than 50 guys. But it just doesn't feel that restrictive. I think that the selection for Pokemon that they let you have was very good. Massive pack incoming. Oh no, that was Thief or something. Yeah, it was Future Sight. I knew it. I knew he did something weird. Bit of a weird animation there. Teddiursa just starts swinging in place. I always love that. That's like a very weird Pokemon idiosyncrasy. When you get your KO and you stole health, like you used Leech Life or Giga Drain or something, there's something really satisfying about that. Of taking the last bit of the opponent's HP and getting to have some of it as yours. It's kind of nice. Hard to explain, hard to articulate those, but I think if you're a Pokemon super nut, you kind of get it. Okay, we want to watch out for that lady. Oh. You probably have a Shadow then. Alright, is Furret all maxed out? He's got to be. Yeah, he's almost there. Alright, no messing around. We gotta take this girl. Whoa. That's kind of cool. I don't know what Lileep is gonna have. I don't know if he's very threatening. He could have a rock move, which is not great, and he could also have absorb, which is going to one-shot our little champion here. I think the play is we put Spheal to sleep, and we take Remoraid out and switch him in with... Actually, let's use Slugma. Nice close-up of Spheal. Even in sleep, he keeps rocking back and forth. That is Rock Throw or something. Is this Rock Throw? Nice. Lovely roll into place. Poor guy. If I could have a Spheal on my team, I would definitely do it. Demolished. That's a stab, a super effective hit when you're a weak Slugma. Now we get a little bit of health from Lileep, but I actually think I do want to focus on the Dustox. Nice, very good. Oh, that's nice. We can miss Rock Throw here and we're still going to get the KO. acid. But Skiploon just takes that. No big deal. Here we're actually going to do our little hack tech to get free health without having to expend items. And also switching in a guy with Surf is going to help for the Lily. Nice. I like the Lily's death animation there. It's very dramatic. So this was a Cypher girl. She gave us way more money. But she's at like a dead end, so what was the point of fighting her here? Did you unlock something? Do you... No. Because this is a dead end. There's nothing here. Love the, like 4-frame waterfall there. That looks, that it just looks. Like, look at it. It just looks. Yeah, no items or anything. Awesome camera. Yeah, we'll heal for it if we need to. Double Zigzagoon. Not the most threatening team. Though, of course, we will have to take Remoraid out. As soon as there's any Pokemon that can do damage, Remoraid just has to get out of there. Somehow Slugma is our good switch-in. Can you believe that? Slugma is our switch-in to replace Remoraid. I know I've been kind of hard on him at this point, but I just think it's funny, because later on, once he's in Octillery, he's going to be shredding. Because one thing that's sort of understated about this game is that because it's double battles, right? Every battle is a double battle. Moves like Surf get reduced damage. Now, Earthquake doesn't, Explosion doesn't, because they just hit everything. But Surf, because it hits both of the opponents, gets reduced damage. So Suicune doesn't know Surf. I think he knows Hydro Pump, which obviously that can miss. We can miss with Hydro Pump. So that's not very helpful. So having a move to single target, a single target water move is going to be really nice. And Octillery gets Bubble Beam, that's just awesome. We have like a single target water move that's not going to miss and is not getting reduced damage because it's not Surf. And there's no move relearner. I don't know what other moves Suicune could get. I know he always just runs Surf or Hydro Pump. Same deal with Croconaw. Croconaw runs Surf, and he doesn't like have an option besides maybe Water Gun or whatever if he has another water move. understand this gal's team. I actually quite like it. Running 3 pickup users. Look, it gets results. I probably should have used Sleep Powder on Linoon. Because now Linoon's going to get another turn. I never really thought about that. Yeah, a team with 2 Growl users could actually really hold back the opponent. Here we go. Here's the item cache I was thinking of. This is a protein. Followed by an iron. This is a zinc. I got a feeling this is a calcium. Nope, it's a Carbos, actually. Alright. Well, that was definitely worth it to go and get some of these useful EV items. This is a dead end, right? Yeah. Wait a minute. Aren't you really low on power points? I believe you are. So I think we're gonna go heal before taking on the last trainer. I fought you, right? Yeah. There's 2 trainers left. Okay. Getting my bearings. Yeah, there's no map in this game. And the dungeons, they're not that complicated. It's not Megami Tensei or anything insane where the dungeons are just incomprehensible mazes that use like a floor texture and a wall texture. It's definitely not that tough, but I don't think a map was too much to ask. Right, so did I fight you? Nope. Ooh, classic. You got the Lotad team. Oh, and a Lombre. You're like a general. Has Remoraid unlocked his next move yet? I can't find out that way. Have we? Yeah, we have. So this is Psybeam, which is actually pretty sick that we have a psychic special attack. Very cool animation. I love how Remoraid sort of like gets into position and then fires off his move like he is a pistol. I believe there's only one other trainer that I've skipped in this dungeon, so we're gonna rush to him real quick. Well, actually, we don't have to travel very far. He's just up here. Oh, spotted. Dang, he caught me. Whoa, Pineco. And the Shuppets. You're gonna have insomnia, so I don't think I can put Shuppet to sleep. So maybe we'll just beat him down. It must have been Nightshade. Yeah, let's just do the same thing. That worked. Oh, we finally got our fire move. Look at that. Shuppet's gonna go first, because Slugma is the slowest Pokemon in the series. I have no clue what that is. Does he learn Foresight? Obliterated. Poor Fineko. He stood no chance. That's an utterly insane animation for Smokescreen. Oh, wow. Slocum is actually putting in damage now that he has a good move. And up here's the boss. Yeah. Alright, well I think that'll do it for this episode. I know this is a bit of a longer one, but I do appreciate you guys sticking around. I'll see you next time. We're going to have a boss fight, so get excited for that.